Ladies and gentlemen, and warm welcome to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson up against Michel Pereira this weekend. Stephen, great to see you as ever. And I must say, I'm kind of delighted for you that you are facing a striker, finally. Are you looking
Oh
forward
my
to this
goodness,
one?
I know. I'm excited, man. Of course, my last opponent, Kevin Holland, we were main event in December. It's been a little while trying to get my body healed up, and we got another one in Michel Pereira who's going to be just as exciting, I believe, here in Salt Lake City, July 29th. So another one, man. I'm super excited about this one.
Yeah, your pronunciation is much better than mine. Well done. That's fantastic. Okay, so how much of a highlight reel are we expecting for the fans here? Because, I mean, he's very entertaining. You're very entertaining.
Yes, I mean it's going to be a barn burner, that's for sure. I mean, with his acrobatics. Now, I do believe that he's gonna be a little bit more intelligent when it comes to the flipping and stuff and the cage because it can be exhausting. He's been known to tire out, and we're at a higher altitude, so I think he's gonna play it a little bit smarter this time. But that said, I do expect him to try something, out of nowhere. So I'll be ready for it, man. I think my karate style. He's actually a former karate guy as well, and he's done some capoeira. But I think it's going to be awesome. I think the fans are looking forward to it, is what I'm seeing on social media. So I'm excited to make them happy.
What are you most proud of at the moment in terms of what you've been working on? Because you've been in the game a long time. How do you stay hungry? And how the great thing about this sport is always tweaking, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's always getting better. And if you're not constantly trying to get better, then you're going to stay the same. There's so many guys, especially at the highest level, who, I've seen them fight, and you've seen them fight once. You've seen them fight 100 times. Like there's no evolution to what they do. But with the guys like Michel Pereira and a lot of the guys that I've fought, the Rory McDonalds and the Vicente Luques of the bunch, they evolve, they get better. And those are the guys that you got to watch out for. So Michel is that type of a guy. I mean, his striking's gotten a lot better. He's good on the ground. So wherever the fight's going to go, I'll be ready for it. But what keeps me hungry, man, is, to be honest with you, obviously I want to be known as one of the best fighters in the world, but I my goal is to be the best, my best self. And in order to do that, I got to stay hungry in what I do and you know keep evolving, keep learning new things. I think that's important to have that kind of mindset. There's a lot of people out there, especially the age that I'm at, who just don't have the will to do it anymore, don't have the drive or to put themselves through the training camps and the fights. And but if you always come in the gym, I think with an empty cup, it keeps it exciting.
It's something you must get asked all the time. But given your resume, which one stands out for you of all the legends that you fought and all the crazy fights you've had?
Oh man, one of the best fights, I think. Sometimes it's not the ones that I always win, but it's the ones that where I was in adverse situations and I didn't give up. There's a lot of people who say they can do this and do that, but when they're in it and in it deep and in uncomfortable situations, people tend to give up, and I didn't. Right, the UFC 209, when I fought Tyron Woodley, he knocked me down after 3 times. The next thing I was in that deep guillotine, and I went back and watched that fight. And when I heard the whole arena erupt, when I pulled my head out, I was ready to go out. I told myself, I'm ready. All these people came to watch me fight. I'm not going to tap. That's probably one of my faves. And obviously, I think my very first fight in the UFC, which was UFC 143, a few things. Number one, crazy knockout first round, right? Head kicked this dude. Second, GSP was in my corner. The goat in my eyes and my inspiration to switch from kickboxing to MMA was in my corner. And on top of that, three, my management at the time uh, involved MC Hammer. He was part of it, so he walked me to the arena and the MC Hammer. So that was probably an epic one too, man. Just to have GSP and that crazy knockout was awesome. But as of fighters, man, they're all just legends, man. I mean, Johnny Hendricks was former welterweight champ. Tyron Woodley. I mean, Rory McDonald, who was like the man. And I fought him in his hometown in Ottawa and beat him. God, Vicente Luque, I broke both of my hands on his head in the first round of that fight. Kevin Holland, my recent fight, that guy was a nut, man. I mean, it was supposed to be fight of the year. It was up for fight of the year, which I think we should have got it. But anyway, all the guys that I faced have been just amazing.
What career? What's left on your bucket list?
Man, on my bug when it comes to fighting or just
Yeah.
in general?
Yeah. When it comes to fighting.
Man, to be able to fight the champ one last time in Leon Edwards if he still has it. That makes out for a really exciting fight. There's a lot of guys that are ranked above me at the moment that are mostly grapplers, and you know, we've seen Leon do that, right? We've seen him do that in Kamaru Usman and win, come out on top. But for him to fight another striker, I think that would be a really exciting fight for the fans.
Yeah, he's got very clean striking. Do you think
Yeah.
the best fighter in the division is the man holding the belt right now?
I do, man. I really do. I mean, the guy started out being, known as a striker. And now, I mean, the dude took down Kamaru Usman, held him down in the first round, which has never been done. So that goes to show like this guy is still evolving, still getting better at everything. So I think he's a tough guy to be reckoned with. And he's a big welterweight as well. He's like 6'2". He's a tall welterweight, got great timing. I mean, you got to have good timing when you land that head kick like you did against Usman. So I think he is definitely one of the top guy in the division. And when it comes to being well-rounded as well, you got a lot of guys, Burns, known as a grappler, Bilal Muhammad, known as a grappler. Colby Covington, known as kind of mostly a wrestler and good cardio. So he's getting a third shot, which is crazy to me.
Is that confirmed now? Yeah.
I think so. I think that's confirmed. I'm not sure, but I've seen it all over social media.
I mean, why? Do you think Bilal feels hard done by here? Should he feel hard done by?
I think so. I think he should be upset. I mean, he's on a 7-fight win streak, and what? Colby wins one fight, and he fights for the title again. Like, what's the deal? What's the deal with that? You know what I mean? Like 10 years ago, that would have never happened. They would have given it to the next guy with the good record, the unbeatable record, or a crazy win streak. So yeah, I think it's more deserving. But now that the UFC has become more of an entertainment, people just want the most exciting, the most popular fight, and they know these guys are going to talk trash.
You've seen a lot happen with these rankings and the way that they go, but is it a bit frustrating seeing Khamzat still rocking that fourth spot? But I mean, is he really going down again?
100, man, 100%. I mean, the guy's fighting at 185. He can't make weight at 170. I don't know. The last time we saw him make weight at 170, he fought Gilbert Burns, and he was gassing out. I think he knows this. And then when he fought Kevin Holland, he was like 5 or 8 pounds heavy or something like that. I don't remember, but it's ridiculous. I think the guy should go up to 185 and be there. Like you're holding up spots. Go up to fight. I mean, so I think I'm not sure if it's confirmed or not, but I think he's fighting Paulo Costa at 185 in Abu Dhabi.
Confirmed.
It is confirmed. Wow,
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see how that goes.
Yeah. How does that go?
Man, I don't know, man. It really depends on what kind of Apollo Acosta shows up. I think if the Paulo Costa shows up that fought Luke Rockhold, I think he could get the W. But if it's the hesitant one when he fought, of course, Adesanya has a he does that on people. He makes people freeze up. He feints a lot. But if that one shows up, I think Khamzat wins it. Khamzat, I think at 185, I think his cardio is going to be on point. I think he's going to be a strong 185, a good wrestler. But I think Paulo Costa is able to keep the fight standing. He wins all day.
You're one of the last legends of a certain generation here, because we've seen Robbie Lawler say goodbye. We saw Masvidal say goodbye. Like, were you kind of moved by what they did for Robbie and the way he was able to sign off? And did that strike a chord with you about how you want to say goodbye and also, any regrets in not getting to fight Robbie?
No, man, no regrets. I mean, I would love to have fought him because I think it would have been a really exciting fight. But hats off to the guy. The guy's a legend, man. He's been around forever. I mean, he was fighting before I was even in MMA, fighting for Strikeforce and other organizations. But man, and to see him see him go out on a win is just amazing. I mean, the guy's going to go down in UFC history. That's for sure.
As are you, my friend. Fantastic to speak to you. An absolute pleasure. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrew. You have a good one, my friend.